to infinity and beyond.
What's up, everybody? It's Roger and James here from DisKingdom.com with an episode of Infinity and Beyond, where in this episode we're going to be discussing the brand new Pirates of the Caribbean Tides of War game, which has got released on mobile devices. So this is a brand new game, free to play. You can download it on different things and stuff. Not necessarily tied into one movie, it's kind of tied into all of them, but when you log in, it kind of connects up with the newest movie, Dead Men Tell No Tales. So James, did you get the chance to play this one?
I played through, I guess you would call it the tutorial, and got through that and realized that even after the tutorial was done, I had no idea what I was doing in this game. And so I it's still on my phone, but I haven't continued playing it because it's just, the tutorial is so awful.
I'm so glad you said that because I spent like an hour playing it, and I'm like, I just feel like I was just clicking like, click this, click that, click this, click that, click this, click that, and I'm like, but why am I, what? And I was like, it was a little bit overwhelming. There seemed to be so many different, just like too much to do. I mean, the battle segments where you're taking on the people and taking on the ships, I was like, am I controlling them? Am I not? I wasn't sure what I was. And generally, I had to build and fix and mend, and there just seemed to be a lot going on.
Yeah, it's popping in there, and it's like, okay, you need to build this now. Press right here to build that. I'm like, okay, but why did I have to build that? What does this provide me? And am I going to need 50 more of these? Or is this a one-time thing? Or I don't know. It seems like a perfectly decent game. Yeah. Certainly a good example of the genre. This is, the multiplayer, build up a base, protect your base, assault other people's bases kind of thing. There's supposedly a single player in there somewhere. Yeah. I never got to it, but apparently there is. So if you like those types of games, it's perfectly good. But man, they did not do a good job of bringing new players into it.
No. Again, I thought that graphically it looked pretty good for a mobile game. I was quite impressed with like the graphics, the way the characters come on. I mean, we ended up having like, we had Captain Jack Sparrow jumped into a battle against somebody, and I thought that was good that they brought him in sort of pretty much straight away. I thought the selection of characters, they all looked pretty good. Sort of as much as generic pirates, they look like there'd been a lot of effort put into each character. I thought that looked good, but it seems very, very complicated, and I can't help but feel like if you're going after the common market with this kind of thing, because that's going to scare a lot of people away very quickly.
Yeah, and you're going up against some games that are advertising on television, at least here in the States. We get
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, Schwarzenegger's in those, and then there were those really tacky Super Bowl commercials, not this past year, but the year before, which were basically just excuses to put women in bikinis and say it was a fantasy trope or something, which was very ill-advised, although I'm sure it got them plenty of downloads. But, I mean, it's got good production quality, and it's not just limited to the pirates from Pirates of the Caribbean. There are actually some real-life pirates that you can recruit for your crew and stuff, or use as your avatar, which is pretty cool, but on the other hand, it never actually tells you that.
No.
Or at least it doesn't in the near beginning of the game, because like some of the characters you can pick Blackbeard, and we're not talking about the Ian McShane version from the fourth movie. We're talking about like a more legitimate version. Charles Vane, who was a famous pirate, Anne Bonny, one of the women pirates. But I knew this because they made the characters look like Black Sails characters, which is not a Disney property. But there you go.
Yeah. I mean, I must admit, I would definitely recommend, if you're interested in Pirates of the Caribbean or you're in this style of gameplay, definitely download it, definitely try it out and see how you can make your own opinions up, because, it might be a bit like Marmite, where it's either you love it or hate it, and that thing of, that style of gameplay might really appeal to you, it might not, but then that's the advantage of sometimes of these free-to-play games, of you can try them out. The tutorial, to me, the problem was they felt like there was too much going on, trying to introduce everything too quickly, and there seemed to be lots of different currencies and lots of different things to do, and it fell a little bit like, click here, click there, click here, click here, click there, click there, and you're like, well, where? And then I ended up going into battle, and like, well, I still don't know if I was controlling them or if it was controlling itself. And that was, I like the battle part of it, where you were blowing up the gate and you were boarding the ship. And that there seemed to be quite a bit of depth to those battles. And
right.
I like the fact that it changed views, because maybe like Star Wars Command or something kind of similar, where everything's just done in the one view. I like the fact that it flipped.
Yeah, there's a lot to like about this game. And I think people who try it out and people who like this genre and like the multiplayer PvP stuff, they're going to enjoy it. I don't know, how much the game kind of forces you to pay. I know it is a free-to-play game, but a lot of these competitive games, you really do have to spend money if you want to be competitive. And I don't know how much this game forces that. And that's one very important point of this game. And so based on that, I can't tell whether I should be recommending this to people who like this or not.
No, it's definitely, I would definitely say to go try it out and see if you like it. It's kind of one of those things of, I think it's like, this is a game where Disney have kind of gone out to different companies, and now like this is the thing of sort of franchising out, and you can tell, I can tell this is instantly not a Disney interactive game, because there does seem to be a lot more attention to detail, a lot more content. It does seem to be a very solid free-to-play game.
And it's definitely not aimed at kids. This is definitely aimed at an older audience, people who maybe were kids when the first Pirates came out, but have grown up because the franchise has been going on for a while now. This isn't one that you're going to put in front of your 6 or 7-year-old and be like, all right, be entertained for an hour while mommy and daddy go off and watch television or do whatever it is. So, it's a tough sell. Yeah. There's obviously a lot of detail in it. The production quality is really good, but it's hard to get behind it.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those situations. I think because Pirates of the Caribbean is generally quite more of an action-based kind of. I'm thinking back to the Pirates of the Caribbean playset from Infinity, or Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, or even the couple of games that they released, which weren't, they're not too bad, but they're very much more slash and hack kind of attacking, with your sword and kind of running around as Captain Jack Sparrow. This was very, very different to that.
Right, and I think if I was going to look for a Pirates of the Caribbean game, I'd be looking for something along the lines of Assassin's Creed Black Flag, the pirate Assassin's Creed game, which the Disney playset in Infinity was very similar to when you were on the ocean, just, very kidified. But yeah, we probably aren't going to get something like that, unfortunately.
No, it does not for this movie, because it doesn't look. But I do like that it looks like this is a much higher quality mobile game. It definitely felt, when I loaded it up and started playing it, there was that kind of feeling of, this feels like it's got they've put some real attention to it. Whether or not they went a little bit overboard and putting too much in might be the other question. But having played a lot of these kind of games recently, like Moana Life and the Enchanted Tales, they were so simplistic. This kind of went the opposite way, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, because it's a different audience.
Yeah, I think if you can get past that initial learning curve, there's probably a lot of depth to this game that you can probably get behind. So I think I would recommend, for most people, go find, the subreddit. Go talk to people on Twitter or Discord or whatever your social media platform is, and maybe you can find out how to actually play the game from one of those sources, because the tutorial is not going to do it, which is unfortunate.
No, but definitely go and try that one out, and let us know in the comments, or get in touch with us, or you can even join our own Infinity and Beyond Facebook group, where I think I'll have to bring up this exact same thing and see how everyone's getting on with it. And on that note, guys, thank you very much for watching. Check us out on all the different video and audio platforms, including VidMe, YouTube, Twitch, and you can also find us on iTunes, etc. Thanks again for James for joining me on this one, and we shall see you guys soon. Later.